Hello everyone, I am Kranthi, Director Max IAS. We are in the series of decoding whether prelims question paper was easy or tough. So the paper was very easy, provided you have a proper understanding of the subject, and if you read the question properly, you can decode the questions very easily. So in this video, we will be discussing the economy part. In total, there were 15 questions in economy. Questions were moderate to easy, nothing tough in the economy part. Let's decode the questions. Let's try to solve the questions by using our subject knowledge and also by common sense and presence of mind. Okay. This is the question number 1. So as I told you in the earlier videos, it is about how you are reading the question, how carefully you are reading the question, how carefully you are assimilating the question. What is the expectation of the examiner? What are the words used? What is the demand of the question? And also, we will be reading the options also. Carefully read the options. Identify whether there are any vague statements. How the statements are related to the question. Is there any relationship between the statements? So these things have to be identified. So this is the crux of how to read a question. So by using, anyhow, we have already discussed in the history part, in the polity part, and also in the environment and geography part also, how to read a question. So we will be using the same logic. Of cautiously and carefully read the question and try to deduct the answer with the presence of mind and common sense. If there is any need for subject matter, let's dig into the subject matter also and try to decode the question. Okay. Mostly we will be trying to solve the question by using the presence of mind and common sense. Done? Okay. Shall we? Carefully read the question. Which of the following statements regarding features of blockchain technology? Blockchain technology is a very simple. You have been following this blockchain technology in S&T, in economy for the past 5 to 6 years. There were questions on blockchain technology. Take care. So the statements given here, nothing great, nothing confusing with respect to blockchain technology. And only the students are confused only about the third statement. Statement 1. You know about blockchain technology, right? No. Statement 1. Blockchain technology, its records are stored in the database. Records stored in the database may be made visible to relevant stakeholders without risk of alteration. Read the statement again and identify whether it is making any sense. Records stored in the database may be made visible to relevant stakeholders, only the relevant stakeholders without a risk of alteration. Is it right or not wrong with respect to blockchain technology? This is a correct statement with respect to blockchain technology. Yes or no? Okay. Next, copies of the entire database are stored in multiple computers on the network, syncing within seconds. ये भी सही है ना? With respect to blockchain technology, this is also correct statement. Consortium blockchain is a blend of public and private blockchains allowing selective data access. Consortium blockchain is a blend of public and private blockchains allowing select data access. The thing is, statement 1 and statement 2 are easy statements and we can easily identify that they are relevant to the blockchain technology. And this part, consortium blockchain, is a blend of public and private blockchains allowing selective data access. Dekhte hain, let's wait, let's pause here and let's go to statement 4. check करते हैं whether statement 4 makes any sense. Mathematical algorithms make it impossible to change or delete any data once recorded and accepted. Mathematical algorithms make it impossible to change or delete data once recorded and accepted. Is it a positive sign or negative sign? Statement, is it positive or negative? It's a positive statement, and that is the advantage of blockchain technology. Okay. So without knowing what exactly is consortium blockchain, without knowing what exactly is consortium blockchain, for us statement 1, statement 2 and statement 4 appears to be correct. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now the thing is, this consortium blockchain, basically we have public blockchain, we have a private blockchain, we have a consortium blockchain, we have a hybrid blockchain. We have hybrid blockchain. Public blockchain, private blockchain, we have consortium blockchain, and we have hybrid blockchain. Okay. Public blockchain is open to everyone, as the name indicates. Private is, that is, it is unrestricted. Private is restricted. Consortium, as the name indicates, it is owned by more than 2 entities. That is, it is owned by a group. What is the meaning of a consortium? Consortium means a group. So, it represents a semi-decentralized. It represents a semi-decentralized blockchain owned by a group or a group of entities. Hybrid blockchain is very simple. It's a mix of public and private. If you know exactly, if you have understanding of what is public blockchain, what is private blockchain, what is consortium, what is hybrid, you can comfortably answer this question. So, hybrid blockchain is a mix of a public and a private blockchain. Let's go back to the question part. So the third statement given here is consortium blockchain is a blend of public and private blockchains. Okay. So if it is a hybrid blockchain, this statement would have been correct. Okay. So they have just interchanged. In the place of hybrid, they have given consortium blockchain. Ultimately, the statement 3 will be wrong. So the answer would be 1, 2 and 4. Okay. Basically, it's an easy question because there have been questions on blockchain technology for years. For the past many years, we are solving the questions on this blockchain technologies. We are solving the questions on blockchain. So it's not a big deal to answer this question. Okay. I did not feel any difficulty in answering question number 86. Question number 87. To an extent, I found this question as a difficult question. Why? Because we don't go deep into that e-commerce models, how they work. Anyhow, examiner expected us to know, given the era of e-commerce, we can consider this question as a tough question. Anyhow, we can consider this question as a tough question because I have never heard of these terms. An e-commerce revenue model where seller has control over pricing but does not keep products in stock and instead transfers the customer's orders and shipping details to a third-party supplier who then ships the goods directly to the customer. Okay, so this vendor, this seller will be showing the goods, but he will not be having the goods with him. He will be taking the orders and transferring the orders to some third party. The third party will take the order, pack it, send it to the customer by itself. What type of model it is? This was the question, and the options given also are very near or very close, very near and very close. The answer for this is drop shipping model. Anyhow, this is a tough nut to crack, tough question. ठीक है, एक क्वेश्चन जाना तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? कट ऑफ इज अराउंड 80 और 90, जनरल इट विल बी. ठीक है, वन क्वेश्चन से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So as I told you, there are questions which are very tough, around 15 questions which are very tough, which are difficult to answer. This can be considered as one of the tough question. This can be considered as one of the tough question. ठीक है, question number 88. Question number 88. Read the question carefully. Read the question very carefully, and also read the options very carefully. Read the question very carefully. Read the options very carefully. Which one of the following correctly represents three key sub-indices of the financial inclusion index? Financial inclusion index. So an index reflects the subject. An index reflects the topic what we are dealing with. Multi-dimensional poverty index, financial inclusion index. Okay, so which of the following correctly represents the three key sub-indices of financial inclusion index of the RBI? So for answering this question, first of all, you should know, if you know what exactly is financial inclusion, you can comfortably decode the question. Financial inclusion is very simple, providing financial, bringing the groups which are hitherto out of the financial sector, bringing the groups which were hitherto out of the financial sector into the financial sector. So the groups, that is the people who are not enjoying these financial services, so providing the financial services to such people is called as financial inclusion. That is bringing the groups which are hitherto out of the financial network into the financial network or into the financial sector is financial inclusion. So generally here financial inclusion, the focus will be on the poor, the rural people and the illiterate people, right, who are away from this financial sector. So that will be the focus, right? Now, so under financial inclusion, we will be providing the financial services like banking services, insurance services, pension services, है ना? So this is financial inclusion. ये तो जानते हो आप लोग, इतना तो जानते हो आप लोग. You know this much. Do you know or not? Do you know or not? Yes, yes. So based on this understanding, let's decode the options. Here, what are the three key sub-indices of financial inclusion index? So financial inclusion index, it shows how far their financial inclusion is undertaken. So what are the criteria? What are the three major sub-indices? Credit access, insurance depth, financial coverage. Choose the best. Choose the best. Credit access, insurance depth, pension coverage. So credit access is part of banking. Part of banking. Okay. If credit access is a criteria, then what about the savings part? Are they including savings? No. So that does not represent a perfect sub-index. Banking access, GDP contribution, financial literacy. Financial sector or financial inclusion, will it cover only banking? It covers insurance products, it covers pension products, it covers banking products. Yes or no? So the second option here, is it appearing to be apt sub-index? Because they are giving only banking, GDP contribution, financial literacy. Access, usage and quality. Access, usage and quality. That is, access to financial services, usage of financial services, quality of financial services. Access to financial services, usage of financial services, quality of financial services. Fourth option is access to financial services, affordability of financial services, transparency in financial services. Come on, think which is appearing very near for you. Option C. Now you people are telling option C. Option T sahi hai. Because access to financial services, this implies the supply side of financial services. This implies the supply side of financial services, that is the infrastructure, the financial infrastructure, that is the physical infrastructure and also the electronic infrastructure, the presence of banks, presence of online banking products. It represents access. So access represents the supply side. Usage of financial services, that represents the demand side. So usage of financial services, what type of financial services we use, like banking, insurance, pensions, etc. ठीक है. Next is the quality of financial services. Some aspects like financial literacy, consumer protection, financial literacy, consumer protection, they are covered under the quality part. Now, reading the question properly, going through the options clearly. Credit access matlab, credit access, if they give only credit access, what I said, if they give credit access, what about savings part? If they give only banking, what about the pensions part? What about the insurance part in the option B? Access to financial services, usage of financial services, quality of financial services. It appears to be apt sub-indices for the financial inclusion index. If you have read this financial inclusion index report of Reserve Bank of India under current affairs part, well, fine, you can recollect this and you can mark the answer. Now, what we have done, we have tried our best to decode the answer based on the holistic understanding of the subject. अपना दिमाग को चलाया अभी हमने, we have used our brain. Why? Because answer is in front of us. That's why we have used our brain to the maximum extent and we have tried to decode this. So in majority of the cases, if you use your brain perfectly, in majority of the cases, provided you have some very good understanding of the basics, you can comfortably decode the answer. If not, if you are having just a mechanical understanding of the subject, just a factual knowledge of the subject, then things will not work. कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. Why? Because I have defined what exactly is financial inclusion. I made you to understand what is financial inclusion. After that only, it was easy for us to decode the answer and come to the conclusion of answer as C. Okay. Next question. Easy question. Easy question. Which of the following best describes the key objective of India's open network digital commerce? Open network for digital commerce. Open network for digital commerce. E-commerce, Flipkart, Amazon, anything. So this Flipkart, Amazon, or whatever it may be, they represent platform level. They represent platform level network. That is, if you want to buy on a product, you have to buy through Amazon app. No other way. Yes or no? You have to visit Flipkart app and you have to purchase. Yes or no? Now the thing is, open. What is the meaning of open? Open means providing opportunity to everyone. So under this open network, it is trying to bring even the small sellers also. Small sellers or big sellers, whatever it may be. It will be under this network, it will be bringing the buyers and the sellers under an open platform. Under a open platform. If not a specific platform, so buyer and seller can use this open platform and go for transactions. What happens under this open platform is, it will give a break to the monopoly of big companies. Even small companies can survive. Open ka matlab hi ho. What is the meaning of open? Open to everyone, right? Open to everyone. Now, just by understanding what exactly is open, we shall read the 4 statements and try to come to the conclusion. Okay. Which one of the following best describes the key objective of India's open network for digital commerce? To allow government control over all digital commerce transactions. Government control over all digital commerce transactions. Possible? Feasible? Batao. No. So eliminate statement 1. Okay. To replace private e-commerce players. Replace private e-commerce players with? What will be left if private is gone? Government e-commerce players. Is it possible under a market economy? We are a market economy. That is a mixed market economy. How the statement is vague, you see. To break the dominance of large e-commerce platform by enabling interoperability across the networks. To break the dominance of large e-commerce platforms by enabling interoperability across the networks. Making some sense? Making some sense? Yes. To mandate UPI payments for all online transactions. Is it possible? Only UPI? People sometimes use credit card. Most of the goods are bought on credit card, EMIs. So if you make a mandatory UPI, the number of transactions will definitely decrease. That is not good for the health of the economy. Yes or no? Yes or no? So option 4 can also be eliminated. So just by common sense also, you can eliminate statement 1, statement 2 and statement A, statement B and also statement D. Just by using common sense. By knowing the meaning of the word open, we can completely, comfortably come to the conclusion that C is the right answer. C is the right answer. Anything tough here? Anything tough here? Then why paper appeared to be tough for you? Why paper appear to be tough for you? You have attempted, right? Did you use such logic in the exam? In the exam hall? Have you tried? Have you marked correctly this answer? Now correctly. Okay, no problem. Anyhow, you just try to learn the technique. How to read in the examination hall. ठीक है? ठीक है? This is also a very simple question. This is also a very simple question. This is a question on central bank digital currency and UPI. Which of the following statements about UPI and central bank digital currency is not correct? Is not correct or wrong? So, have you followed this central bank digital currency under current affairs? Okay, I'll make it very simple for you. Central bank digital currency. Currency printing is the function of the most important function of central bank. Yes or no? That is, notes are printed by central bank. Yes or no? Now, what is central bank digital currency is that in the place of physical notes, central bank is issuing the digital currency. The digital currency has all the features of a paper note. Matlab, all the conditions of a paper note. Rather than issuing physically, it is issuing in a digital format. Whatever conditions are there for paper note, all these conditions apply to digital currency also. For example, is it a legal tender? Yes, it is a legal tender. Will it be accepted for transactions? Yes, it will be accepted for transactions. Simply, it is a note, but in digital form. It's a note, but in digital form. But the thing is, these digital currencies are stored in wallets. These digital currencies are stored in digital wallets offered by the banks. Okay, thus will be in wallets. Okay, this is the basic introduction, minimal introduction about the central bank digital currencies. The central bank digital currencies, UPI now statement, read the statements carefully. UPI is a real-time payment system, but digital rupee is akin to sovereign paper currency. UPI is a real-time payment system. Yes or no? Paytm you will be scanning, instantly you will get a message. Hai na? Now, as I told you, the central bank digital rupee is akin means similar to sovereign paper currency. So, it is similar to paper currency. Okay. Statement B. In case of UPI, settlement for end users happens instantly as money gets immediately debited or credited. UPI transactions में क्या होता है? If you scan and if you pay, immediately money will be debited from your account and it will be credited to the other person's account. So वही कह रहा है. In case of UPI, settlement for end users happen instantly as money gets immediately debited or credited. But in case of digital rupee, it is from wallet to wallet. Why? Because digital currencies are stored in wallet. Transactions will be from wallet to wallet. Okay. So in case of digital rupee, there is no settlement as wallet balance get transferred to another wallet. So ये गलत है statement. Second statement is right or wrong? Right. Now, UPI transactions are recorded by the banks and reflected in the bank statements. As I told you, this will be from wallet to wallet, not from bank to bank. UPI is bank to bank. So, UPI transactions are recorded by banks and are reflected in bank statements, but in case of digital rupee, no data is captured in bank statements because as transactions are from one wallet to the another wallet. Our transactions are from one wallet to the another wallet. So statement 3 सही है गलत है? सही है. In both cases, UPI and digital rupee, the liability lies with the users and their respective banks. Digital rupee is issued by RBI. Transactions are from wallet to wallet. Liability lies with the RBI, not with the banks. Got it? Got it? Simple, moderate or tough? Simple. Provided you read the statements carefully. Sir, you have been telling, sir, read the statements carefully, but we won't be having that much time. इसलिए आप लोगों को practice करना पड़ेगा. That is the reason why you have to practice in the mock test of reading very fast, assimilating very fast. मतलब your brain should focus at that level. After coming out of the examination hall, we should feel exhausted. Seriously. Frankly speaking, I never failed in any objective type examination in my life. I have failed in mains, descriptive, but I never failed in objective type examination. क्योंकि मेरा दिमाग को इतना चलाता था. I used to use my brain to the fullest of what I know. Answer is in front of us. Come on, decode it, read it smartly, eliminate it. So make the best use of your brain in the examination hall. Make the best use of your brain in the examination hall. You can comfortably decode the questions. So anything with respect to the current affairs or something, what we have read, are we using any of them here? We are not using any of them here. Just by using the logic, just by the presence of mind, just by making the best utilization of our brain capacity, we are coming to the conclusion. Okay? So use these methods. Use these methods in case of any subject. The thing is, if only logics will not work. Basically, you should have an understanding of the subject, and that is, you should be very thorough with the basics. Use your brain in the examination hall. Aapka definitely you will be clearing any objective examination in India. That is for sure. That's my promise. आपके साथ ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो मेरे पास आ जाओ. I'll pay for you if this thing did not work for you. Okay. Next question. Question itself, answer itself is having answer. Answer itself is having all the answers. Which of the following statements about real world assets? Real world assets. What is real world? Real world is the world what we are living in, not the virtual world. This world what we are living now is real. Real world assets, that is tangible assets. Sometimes there will be intangible assets also, real world assets. Okay. So mostly it is tangible assets. Real world, which of the following statements are correct about real world assets tokenization? Tokenization. Sir, what is tokenization? What is tokenization is given in statement 1. Now you read the 3 statements continuously without any break as a flow. Statement 1. Tokenization is the process of turning real world assets into digital tokens using blockchain technology. Tokenization is the process of turning real world assets into digital tokens using blockchain. Okay. Tokenization of real world assets offers 24/7 access, promoting financial inclusion. If you tokenize it, if you convert that into digital form, can it provide 24/7 access? Definitely yes. Financial inclusion, I told you starting, मतलब reach को बढ़ाना. Done. Statement 2. Okay. Statement 3. Tokenization of real world assets will allow the access to high growth investment opportunities for individuals in India. Read the 3 statements. Tokenization is the process of turning real world assets into digital tokens with the help of blockchain technology. Tokenization of real world assets offers 24/7 access and promotes financial inclusion. Tokenization of real world assets will allow the access to high growth investment opportunities for individuals in India. Any wrong statement among the 3? Among the 3, any wrong statement? Why last? Tokenization of real world assets will allow access to high growth investments opportunities for individuals in India. Definitely yes. Okay, so the answer is 1, 2, 3. Examiner himself has given everything. It is our duty to read carefully and decode the answer. Nothing tough here. Do you feel anything tough here? Mister, anything tough? No. It's about how you manage in the examination hall. How do you manage your pressure in the examination hall? That matters a lot. Next question is an easy question. Even a kindergarten school can answer this question. A bond whose proceeds are used only to finance or refinance a combination of both environmental and social projects. Environmental and social projects. Is it a green bond? Green bond means environment. Social bonds means social. Sovereign bonds means issued by the government. So here it is a combination of environmental and social projects. So the answer should be sustainable bonds. Answer should be sustainable bonds. Anything tough here? Very simple. Very simple. This is also a very simple question. Which of the following statements about M1 exchange role in MSME financing is or are correct? M1 exchange role in financing of MSMEs is or are correct. ठीक है. M1 exchange provides collateral based loans to MSMEs. An exchange any exchange will it provide any loan to the parties? No. Yes. M1 exchange facilitates discounting of invoices and bills of exchange for MSMEs. This is one of the function of M1 exchange. ठीक है. M1 exchange functions as credit rating agency for MSMEs. Credit rating agencies are a separate story. An exchange will not provide a credit rating agency. Credit rating for any MSME. So the answer option 3 is also wrong. The answer should be B. Anything tough? Anything tough? Nothing tough. Nothing tough. Next. A very simple question. Very simple question. Which one of the following best describes crowding out effect? Best describes crowding out effect in the context of fiscal policy. In the context of fiscal policy. In the context of fiscal policy. So what happens is, in fiscal policy, government will be borrowing for funding the different projects or for the fiscal deficit. So government will be taking a loans from the banks. In fact, government will be taking a lot of money available with the banking system. If lot of money available with the banking system is taken by the government itself, less funds will be present for the private sector. This is called as crowding out effect, which is a very simple concept. Very simple concept. Okay. So it is a situation where government borrowing leads to higher interest rates, which reduces the private investment. Answer B is the right answer. Anything tough? Anything tough? Not at all. Not at all. Which are the following statements about rare earth elements and critical minerals is or correct? Is or correct? Question appears to be lengthy. But if you identify, if you check with the expert eye, you can easily decode. Modern technological innovations, including AI, robotics, space exploration, extensively utilize these rare earth elements. Any confusion with this statement? Any confusion with this statement or right statement? Correct statement. This is the era of rare earths. China has the highest share in mining of rare earths. Sahi hai. Followed by India. Is it followed by India? No. It's not followed by India. It's not followed by India. It's followed by USA and some other countries. So statement 2 is wrong. Statement 2 is wrong. Statement 1 is right. Statement 3. Government of India launched the new National Critical Mineral Mission in 2005 to establish a robust framework for self-reliance in the critical mineral sector. Anything wrong with this statement or सही लग रहा है आपको? सही तो है. Rare earth elements are a set of 13 metallic minerals. 13 or 17? 17. This can be considered as a question on current affairs. Why? Because there is a lot of discussion चल रहा है आजकल in India and also rest of the world about these rare earths. So that's why the examiner has asked a question on this rare earths. So ultimately statement 4 is wrong and also statement 2 is wrong. Answer should be 1 and 3. Answer should be 1 and 3. ठीक है? Anything tough? No. Next question. Next question. This was in news after that Air India crash in Gujarat, and the former Chief Minister of Gujarat also died in that crash. After that, this aviation hull insurance was in news. Aviation hull insurance was in news. So both the statements are correct. If you have properly followed the current affairs, you can comfortably answer these both the statements. 96. Aviation hull insurance covers the physical aircraft, including the body, engine, and onboard equipment. Sahi hai. Under the Montreal Convention, adopted in 1999 by over 130 countries, including India, airlines are strictly liable to pay compensation to the family or for the person on whose name it is insured, or the nominee of the every deceased passenger, without requiring the family to prove the fault. Okay. So this is a current affairs based question. Basically, it's an easy question, provided if you have followed the current affairs, that Air India crash wala current affairs. Air India crash wala current affairs. ठीक है. Crowdfunding. Very simple question. What is crowdfunding? Taking small money from multiple investors is crowdfunding. Yes or no? Okay. Now, crowdfunding is solicitation of funds, that is small amounts from multiple investors through a web-based platform or social networking site for a specific project. सही है गलत है? Right or wrong? Right. Small and medium enterprises are able to raise funds at lower cost of capital without undergoing the rigorous procedures because of this crowd-based funding. Yes or no? Yes. What is so complex in this? So answer is both 1 and 2. Answer is both 1 and 2. Excuse me. Answer is both 1 and 2. Okay. Next go to the next question. Next question थोड़ा बहुत टफ है, थोड़ा बहुत इजी है. थोड़ा बहुत टफ है, थोड़ा बहुत इजी है. R.N. Malhotra, as you know, he was a former RBI governor who served from 1990 to 85 to 90. 85 to 90. R.N. Malhotra committee was set up by Government of India. Why? Because after 1990s, we have started the reform period. So during that reform period, R.N. Malhotra committee was set up to study the insurance sector and suggest some reforms on the insurance sector. Based on the reforms of R.N. Malhotra committee, IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, was set up. Okay. So here the organization under which it was formed is IRDAI 9. इनका what is the recommendation से ये आया था. Okay. Next, LC Gupta committee. LC Gupta committee. It's a fact-based statement. LC Gupta committee. It's a committee for preparing a roadmap for introduction of derivatives trading in India. It was set up by SEBI. This statement is correct. Okay. Now next is Urjit Patel committee. So Urjit Patel committee, we can decode this. Preparing a roadmap for reforming bank lending to housing sector. So it was basically set up to strengthen the monetary policy framework. Urjit Patel committee for strengthening the monetary policy statement. Okay. Monetary policy framework. So this is the wrong statement. And Malayalam committee preparing roadmap for reforms in microfinance sector in India. This is the right statement. थोड़ा बहुत moderate to tough कह सकते हैं इसको. Why? Because generally we won't be going through these committees. General economy means we'll be going through the concepts, basics. So उसके हिसाब से on those lines, if you think on those lines or if you prepare on those lines, this question can be considered as a tough question. ठीक है. Which of the following statements? It's a very easy question. Consider the following statements about NBFCs. In India. Non-banking financial corporations. Non-banking financial companies are registered under Companies Act of 1956. They are registered under Companies Act of 1956. These NBFCs are engaged in the business of loans, advances, acquisitions of shares, and chits businesses, insurance business, chit business. They are done by these NBFCs. Okay. So these NBFCs, they are akin to banks, मतलब similar to banks, but they differ from banks in that NBFCs cannot accept demand deposits like banks. NBFCs cannot accept demand deposits like banks. Banks can accept, but NBFCs cannot accept. So which of the statements are correct? So NBFCs cannot accept demand deposits is a right statement. All NBFCs operating in India have to be registered with the RBI. I told you just now, chit funds are also NBFCs. Insurance companies are also NBFCs. Chit fund companies are regulated by the respective state governments. Insurance companies are regulated by IRDAI. So if that is the case, how all NBFCs should be registered with RBI. It cannot be. So all NBFCs operating in India have to be registered with RBI is a wrong statement. NBFCs form part of payment and settlement system and can issue checks drawn on itself. NBFCs do not form part of payment settlement systems and they cannot issue checks drawn on itself. But examiner has given that NBFCs form. So statement 3 is also wrong. NBFCs deposits are not insured like bank deposits by DICGC. Deposit insurance facility of DICGC, Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation, is not available to deposits of the deposit taking NBFCs. This statement is correct. So ultimately statement 1 and statement 4 are correct. So the answer should be A. This is a very easy question. Why? Because we have dealt at length all these things in the classes. So it's a very easy question. You are thorough with the basics. Take care. Last question. Consider the following statements about the multi-dimensional poverty index. Multi-dimensional poverty index. Okay. Earlier, poverty was considered a monetary phenomena. Poverty was considered a monetary phenomena. Matlab, what is the meaning? If you are having less money, phenomena. If you are having less money, you are considered as poor. So, poverty, is it only about money or deprivation of anything else? So, the traditional definition or the traditional understanding of poverty is only a monetary phenomena. So, in due course of time, it was identified that poverty is not a single dimensional element. Poverty is a multi-dimensional element. So, based on this understanding, multi-dimensional poverty index has been designed. So, according to this multi-dimensional poverty index, the three parameters, that is health, education, standard of living. These three parameters are taken. Again, these three are subdivided into the 10 sub-parameters. 10 sub-parameters. Okay? This is MPI. This MPI is developed by using Alkire and Foster methodology. Okay. Now, Niti Aayog is also calculating multidimensional poverty index. The multidimensional poverty index calculated by Niti Aayog, in addition to this 10, it also has included bank account and maternal health. In addition to this 10, actually MPI is calculated by using these 10 parameters by Alkire-Foster methodology. Niti Aayog, what Niti Aayog has done? Niti Aayog, in addition to this 10, has also included bank account and maternal health in addition to this 10 parameters, taking the number to 12. So MPI by Alkar Foster methodology is 10, and MPI by Niti Ayog would be 12. Now let's read the statements. MPI is using Alkar Foster methodology. सही है. MPI by calculated by Niti Ayog has a total 12 indicators. सही है. Maternal health and bank account are common indicators in MPI and MPI of UNDP. MPI, maternal health and bank account are seen only in the MPI of Niti Ayog, not the UNDP. समझ में आया? So answer should be 1 and 2. It's a pretty easy question. We read a lot about this multidimensional poverty in the current affairs part. ठीक है. Now these are in total 15 questions of economy. Around 8 to 9 questions net. Around 8 to 9 questions net is a good score. That is 18 marks. 18 marks can be comfortably scored in the economy part. Okay. So to summarize, we have decoded the paper. By reading the style of reading carefully. The question and also options or the answers. Why? Because reading the answers also, by comparing statement A, statement B, like that also we have come to the conclusion and we have eliminated. So reading the question and reading the answer carefully is mandatory. Okay. So in addition to that, some understanding of basics, especially this NBFC wala question and the first question, financial inclusion question, central bank digital currency question. Okay. So all these questions can be answered only by proper understanding of the basics. So proper understanding of the basics, reading the questions carefully, both the questions and the answers, and presence of a mind. So these are the techniques or these are the methods that will work in the examination hall to decode the questions. So totally in this series we have completed the 4 sections: the history, polity, geography and environment, and this part economy also we are done. Okay. So we will be also making a video on science and technology also. So do watch that video, and most importantly you subscribe to Max IAS for such quality videos. Thank you very much.